friends! Welcome to Nature Check's Arda Campaign, the show where you come for the game and stay for the science. We'd like to start by reminding you that the entire Nature Check cast denounces white supremacy and domestic terrorism. This week, we are sorrowed and angered to see yet another act of ignorance and hate hurting innocent people. We stand with the Asian American and Pacific Islander communities. Okay, now we'll do introductions. Hi, I'm Sheryl, and my pronouns are she, her. I'm the Dungeon Master for the Arda Campaign, and I won Best Grad Student Poster Presentation at the virtual conference I was at this weekend.
Yay!
That's my fun fact. I'm a PhD student studying ecology at the University of Illinois at Chicago, and when I'm not doing my research, I'm a science communicator and the host of the Roving Naturalist on YouTube. Next, we've got Nancy.
I was unprepared. Hi, my name is Nancy. I am an entomologist, which means that I study bugs, and since I don't have bugs in my background, I'm wearing them instead. I play a human-ish, rogue-ish woman full of adjectives. Our pronouns are she, her, and I forgot to mention that I live in Ecuador, and I do ecotourism normally, except for when there's giant pandemics, so I do online classes, workshops in entomology, and also run a YouTube channel.
I just want everyone to recognize that because Nancy didn't go after me, she messed up her intro.
Peter, introduce yourself. Let's get going.
All right. My name's Peter. I'm going after Nancy for a change, so I guess I'll still do a bad job. I am an entomologist, but I do horticultural research at North Carolina A&T University, so I look at better ways of growing crops for small farmers. I play Cedric. He is the group's cleric, and our pronouns are he, him.
Awesome. Then there's Cindy.
Hey, I'm Cindy, she, her. I am a science enthusiast and play an Andorian engineer over on Heroes of Awesome Constellation on the Weirdlings Twitch and YouTube channels. Here, I am playing Nautia, the water mephit druid.
And there's Ryan.
Hello, I'm Ryan. I'm an entomologist, sort of, but what I do most of and teach a lot about is plant health care and sustainable landscaping. I'm in Pittsburgh, where I work in the medical marijuana industry doing plant health and quality control. And in our game, I play Fletcher the Human Wizard, and we both use he, him, his pronouns.
And we are so pleased to welcome back this week our special guest, Shareef.
Hey everybody, I'm Shareef. I play Rashidon, Temple Guard, and ex-adventurer, and fun-loving scorpion guy. And our pronouns are he, him.
I like that title, a fun-loving scorpion guy. It's perfect.
Yeah.
If you are watching us live right now, thank you so much for being here. As always, if you have questions for the cast, you know what to do. Put them in the chat, and we'll respond in one of several ways. And of course, be sure to check out the reference section down below for the social media handles for the entire Nature Check cast, and you can come hang out with us on our Discord using the link that's down there as well. Don't forget, if you're not able to watch us live or you want to share us with your friends, you can, as always, find the sessions for our TTRPG games in video form on our YouTube channel or in podcast form everywhere. Okay. Let's do the recap and get back to what we were doing last time. After making your way northwest from the Thrycreen Festival grounds, guided through the desert by your friend Koi, you came to the entrance of a large sandstone temple. Though at least one of you was reluctant to enter, you eventually opened the doors to investigate the interior. You were surprised to meet someone else alive in this temple, a scorpion folk man named Rashidon, who told you he was a temple guardian. Rashidon took quite an interest in Kay, but told her she would have to prove herself in a series of trials before she could finally learn more about herself. Your group worked your way through 4 puzzle rooms involving carrying a sand-filled hourglass through pressurized water obstacles. It is sometime around midday on Cordum, the 6th day of Brightrun, and you are about to enter the next puzzle room. And scene.
All right, scene. So if you remember last time, y'all had just made it through one of the puzzle rooms. And as you go through this final door, you see what essentially looks like a bit of a, best I can describe it is a slide. It looks like a very narrow path, and it looks like it's going downward. There's room for, I'd say it's wide enough for one person at a time to go through. There's no other doors or anything there.
Who wants to go down the crazy slide first?
I volunteer Cedric.
So volunteer Cedric.
Yeah. Also,
Sure.
also, who has the hourglass at this moment, or who wants to have it at this moment? Let's do it that way.
Cedric.
Yeah. Well, wait. Well, if I'm going to go down the slide, maybe one of you should hold it.
Yeah.
There, Nautia, you hold it.
But
I'll take
it's
it.
almost as big as I am.
Yeah, but you're really strong.
Yeah, don't make her take it.
It's not so
She
much
can't
a strength
fly with
thing as
it.
I
What if we
can't
need her
really
to
hold
fly?
it.
I mean, you can. It's tough. You can hold it. You can't fly with it, but you can hold it. But it's definitely seems strange. They would be handing it to you.
Okay, fine. I'll just put it on the ground right here. You guys can deal with it. I'm going to go down this this slide.
Make sure you go wee.
Doesn't seem very dignified.
Yeah, that's an
Are you
important
ever
question.
dignified?
That's an important question. Do you wee? Do you wee as you're going down here? This is critical. Yeah.
I feel like depending on how far the slide goes, if I go like enough that I'm like out of sight of everyone else, then I'll be like, wee. But if everyone could see me, that I'd like try and play it cool.
There's a little bend in it that you would be out of the vision of them.
All right. As soon as I go around the bend, then I'm like throw my arms up.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, so it's not that long. But you end up right in that first room that you were in with the blue glow next to Rashidon.
Oh,
He's just standing there looking at you like
that. Yeah, then as I slide into the room, I'm still being like, wee, and then I see him, and I'm like, I came in on the slide.
yeah, I see that. Are the rest coming?
I think so. And then I'm gonna turn around and kind of call up the slide.
Cedric.
It's Rashidon. Come on down.
Kay goes down on her stomach.
Okay.
It probably hits the floor, but worth it.
You do a little belly flop on the solid ground, yes. So it kind of takes the wind out of you a little bit. But you're okay. You don't take any damage or anything.
I'll wait until
Kay
Fletcher
looks up from
goes
the
and make
floor.
sure.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Kay looks up from the floor and is like, yeah, worth it. And then like peels herself up.
All right.
Yeah, I'll wait till
So-
Fletcher goes to make sure he gets okay with the hourglass.
Yeah. So you're going down with the hourglass?
Yep, I'll pick it up, and I'm like, well, it must not be a trick or anything. I didn't hear the horrible screams of agony like this goes into a pit of spikes or something. So here we go. I pick it up and sit down on the slide.
Yep. Yeah. So you go down the slide. I do want you to just roll me a balance though.
I'm trying to imagine going down a slide in robes.
The 10.
Kind of don't look up.
Yeah.
Yeah. You are able to handle this thing, so you get down with it just fine. Just fine.
And then I'll slide down too because it sounds like fun.
Okay, yeah. So you slide down. Does anyone else wee, by the way, or is it anyone else wee after? I don't know why I'm
will.
obsessed with this weeing, but I kind of am.
Kay weed all the way down on her stomach. She's thoroughly enjoying herself.
Sweet. Okay. Awesome.
Fletcher definitely did not.
Well, yeah. I mean, like you had to concentrate on like this hourglass, so I can imagine that for sure. Yeah. So you four are like all like down here, and like Rashidon, he's looking at like all of you, and he says, Good work. I must say, I'm pretty impressed with that half of the temple.
That half?
Oh.
You didn't think you were done, did you?
You know what? I'll admit it. I kind of did.
Yeah, I kind of thought we were done too. Did we do so well in the first half that you're like, you know what, they don't even need to do the second half? We brought rope after all. You were impressed.
I was impressed, but it's not up to me. I guard the temple. I did not create it or own the secrets within. If it was up to me, I would just let you have it probably, but it's not up to me.
Yeah, he did tell us. Rashidon told us which half he thought we should start on. Now that's done. So the other half might be a little bit more complicated.
Yeah. So yeah, if like you remember, yeah, there's a west door and a east door. You already went through the west one and then you came back. So the west one now is shut. So it's just the east door and the original path that you came from that leads outside. But there's also this blue glow coming from the front. Remember, it's sort of like a window into another room that's like kind of behind that magic barrier there. So like you can't go through the magic barrier or touch it, but you can, if you wanted to, you could try to see what's over there.
Ooh.
Kay is not interested in anything to do with that frickin' wall after it zapped her.
While I was waiting on the rest of them to come down, I kind of wandered over and was like peering through the magic barrier, trying to see if I could see anything.
So like what you see is you see a rectangular room in the middle. It looks pretty bare, but in the middle of that room is like a smaller rectangle, and you see these two orbs, like these two fairly massive orbs on the left and right of that rectangle. The orb on the left it just looks like a bare orb. It's not really doing anything. It just looks like a sphere. The one on the right, though, is buzzing with the same energy that the magnetic barrier is. And you essentially see it kind of connected. Like you can kind of see the waves kind of going in the air that it's connected to that magic barrier that's in front of it.
Oh, okay. Interesting. So it's got that same blue glow to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you surmise that's where the glow is coming from.
Cool. I'm excited. To go to the next one. Are you guys ready for Hourglass and Arrow? I think that was what was on the east door.
Yes, there's an arrow there, and yes, you actually did notice that you disabled the first orb. Good job. Now there's one more to get cross through the barrier, but I don't know if your rope is gonna help you as much as it did in the previous one. So make sure to keep your wits about you.
Fletcher sort of like hoists up the big hourglass. Is like, do we still need to be lugging this through the next half of this place too?
Of course.
I'll carry it if you want.
I saw you kind of use teamwork in a previous room. I saw two of you carrying it at once. There's nothing. I mean, the thing is big enough. Probably three or even all of you could get a grip around it if you need it.
Nah, I don't mind carrying it.
Okay, no teamwork here. Got it. But
Cedric's the guy cleaning up after every like church function that carries like 18 folding chairs like under each arm to try and impress everybody.
I have been that guy. I have definitely been that guy where I am. It's not to it's like for myself though, because I'm always like, I can carry more than two, right?
Yeah. It's kind of like carrying all your groceries.
I was that guy in the band dress.
Yes, I've been there. Yeah. So like Rashidon says, yes. There's an arrow on that door. You'll see and see what you will soon see what that means. Unfortunately, I cannot divulge it to you because that would ruin the, like the test here. But I think you can. I just have a good feeling about you. And then he turns to Kay and says, "I especially have a good feeling about you."
About me? Have you met me?
I've met you. Yes.
Well, I appreciate your vote of confidence. I think you have more confidence in me than the rest of the team, so that feels nice.
Well,
Hey, that's not true. You're special.
Yes.
I have lots of confidence in you.
Oh,
The gods have confidence in you. Otherwise, they wouldn't have picked you.
I don't want to be big.
Well, that's not. You don't get to choose.
Well, we can at least find out why, Kay. Even if you don't want it, at least we can find out why.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess so.
An important part of the journey is relying on your party, even if you don't feel confidence in yourself. Sometimes we all need others to push us up and to give us that collective strength to be able to get over several obstacles. So that's why I think that like you all are meant to be here. Oftentimes other groups delve into petty jealousness, or they don't work together, or they're each trying to finish things faster than like of the others, and that's normally why they fail. No matter what I say, ego usually trumps other things, and I just get the sense that this group does not share that, which is why I think you will be successful.
You're like the nicest person we've met out here. Are you sure you don't want to join us?
He looks up kind of wistfully in the sky and says, no one's ever asked me to join them before.
Oh.
But unfortunately, this is my duty. My duty is to guard this temple, but I do very much appreciate the sentiment.
We'll come back for tea.
Yes, and we will definitely. I can take you to meet my family. We can definitely keep in touch. Right?
That would be so amazing. All right, team, let's do these trials so we can come back and talk to him more, because he's definitely the star of this temple.
Yeah, he's blushing.
Can scorpions blush?
It's canon now.
Face.
I'm confused because they don't have hemoglobin.
They have some magic desert globin. I
love desert globin. That's my favorite.
Yeah, there's definitely desert globin. Yeah. So anything else that like y'all want to do in the room? So like, remember, there's this huge tome that he's been like reading through, right? There's like you kind of already looked at the glow in the front. There's the west door that's closed, and the eastern door that's open that had the arrow on it.
Kay just walks over to the door.
Okay. Everybody else follow?
Is there another item we're going to need in the eastern half of this Rashidon? I know when we went west, you made sure to mention the hourglass to us. Is there a second item we're going to need?
This is the only item that you shall need, aside from your wits.
Perfect.
Well, good thing Fletcher has many wits.
You all have wits. All right, so everybody joining?
Yeah,
okay, great.
Cedric's gonna try and just push the door open.
Okay, yeah, it just opens. Like it's not, it just opens for you. Like there's no. Well, how hard do you push on the door? Actually, like you really trying to slam it down?
Now, I'm not
Do
trying to
kick.
I'm not trying to like kick it in, because all the doors that we've encountered so far have like opened pretty easily. So like I'm
Yes.
just confidently. Like I'm not gonna like walk up to it like
Okay.
confident that it's gonna
Okay.
open. Like I don't even test it out. Like I push on it hard enough that I'm gonna be really embarrassed if it
Gotcha.
doesn't open.
Okay.
Like I'm gonna walk into it.
I was trying to decide if you were going to fall on your face, but you know, no, yeah. So you open it, it just opens up fine, and you get to a room and you just hear just a really loud, almost like whistling noise as soon as you open the door. It just sounds like a very loud whistle, and you see debris that's kind of like going from left to right in this room as you go in. There's just like a ton of debris that's being pushed over to the side.
Can we feel like air moving, as in like, is it moving magically, or do we feel like wind moving through the room? And also, can we tell what the debris is? Like, is it objects, or is it all just like sand and soil particles?
Sand, dust, soil particles, little scraps of paper, like things, nothing that would that would make you think like that there's anything special about it. You do not feel any air movement because you're just like right at the door. But you definitely can see that there's something pushing this stuff around. So you kind of get a sense that it probably is some kind of, air of some sort that like you would probably feel more of if you went in, if you got further in. And there like is, as usual, a bit of a sand receptacle at the beginning, a sand wall. I keep messing those words up. The receptacle is the thing at the end. There is a wall of sand at the beginning as well that you can use to fill up your glass.
Fletcher's going to walk forward to where you can kind of see everything streaming around to just get a sense of like whatever's the strength of the the movement of these things.
Sure. And you're not holding the hourglass, right?
No, Cedric took it.
Okay, right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you definitely feel wind about you. It's pretty powerful. It's not enough to like thrust you around, but you could definitely feel it, and you kind of have to brace yourself against this wind for sure. It feels pretty heavy.
Can Fletcher, I look around the room?
Is there a door?
Well, I guess that kind of goes. Yeah, I was going to say I would look around the room to see if I can see a door on the other side, or something on the walls, like in the previous rooms. That the symbol on the door was on the walls. So I want to see, like, are there arrows here now?
Yep. As you look around the room, directly in front of you, you see a door. You see a sand receptacle in front of it, which you use in the previous rooms to deposit sand into, and you do see a circular switch jutting outside of the wall that looks very similar to the one in the other room that controlled the water, but this has an arrow on it.
What direction was the arrow on the outside of the door pointing?
So the arrow on the outside of the door was just pointing up.
Okay.
All right. But so the wind in this place is moving from left to right. Right. If you look at the arrow on, if you look at the circular knob, I guess for all intents and purposes, word, that arrow is pointing from left to right.
So it seems like what I can deduce currently, the direction of that arrow, I think, is the direction of the wind blowing in the room.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go
Let's
over
just
it.
turn the switch and see what happens.
you turn it. Yeah.
Yeah, Nautia, will you help me turn it?
Sure.
Okay. Where do you want the arrow to? Like, well, where? Tell me how you're turning it.
I guess we could just reverse. Let's just try to just reverse its direction. So if we can see everything, all the debris going to one side, it should start going the other way. So it's like really clear if the directionality is true.
Mm-hmm. So directionality, good word. Yeah. So this is a little different from what happened in the water puzzle. In the water puzzle, it was kind of a binary thing. The water was kind of on or off, right? So like you really didn't see a difference until you turned it the entire way. In this puzzle, as you turn it, you feel the wind and you see the debris as well sort of start to move around you. So like if you're turning it a full 180, you feel the wind go like from like left to right, and then you start to feel it start to arc upward, and then you feel it go from right to left. Yeah. Yep.
So it doesn't go forward towards the door, it goes upward.
Yes. Like up towards the ceiling.
Turn it to go up. That's what the door on the outside looked like. She shouts across the room.
Yeah, I feel like Kay and Cedric, I assume, are standing like in the doorway, like leaning in, yelling stuff to Nautia and Fletcher.
Yeah, Nautia, I guess let's turn it. Well, at first, Cedric, can you maybe get some sand and just see how the wind affects the sand in the hourglass, and maybe one direction will be worse or better for blowing it all out of there when we need to get it across the room, so we can just see how it affects it.
Okay. So I guess the wind is going from right to left now. I'm gonna step into the room and try and fill up the hourglass. In the sand wall.
Yeah. So like, I should also make it clear that the sand wall is not within the wind.
Oh,
right. So,
okay.
So the sand wall itself, you can fill it up and you're not affected by the wind. The wind part is like kind of in the middle third of the room for all intents and purposes.
Oh, okay. So kind of like the water in the previous room. It's kind of like a barrier.
Exactly. Precisely.
Okay, cool. Well, then I will walk into the room and fill up the hourglass, and then I'll walk up to the wind wall and kind of, while maintaining a very strong grip on the hourglass, kind of like stick it into the wind wall and see what happens to the sand.
Okay. And like it's going from right to left, right?
Yeah.
I think, yeah. As soon as you take it in, pretty quickly, sand starts to stream out of that thing very quickly. And before you know it, the hourglass is empty. So all the sand has gone to the left side, and as it goes to like on the left, it pretty much like starts to dissipate as it hits the wall and starts to go on the ground.
I turn back around with my empty hourglass. Well, that didn't work. I say we go.
Now let's go with Kay's idea. Well, Kay, remember the arrow was pointing up. Maybe if we turn it up and the wind is going up, it will either hold the sand in the hourglass or blow it all out the top of the hourglass. So all we can do is see.
Yeah, that sounds unpleasant, but okay. Just holding an hourglass with a bunch of sand squirting out of the top of it just sounds like my beard's gonna get full of sand, is what I'm saying.
You're upset that your beard was full of sand, but you weren't upset that your shirt was full of blood for 2 months?
I mean, I was upset about it.
Are you sure?
Yeah. It's hard to get. It's really hard to get bloodstains out of clothes, and I just didn't know that.
Do you want Kay to help you, Cedric?
Sure. Yeah, it'd be great.
Yeah, I can help. I'm so strong.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Everything in here's gone better with more than one person trying to do it. So think it's
Kay
worth it.
helps Cedric with the hourglass.
All right,
Okay.
let's fill this puppy up.
It's full.
All right, guys, turn the thingy so the arrow is.
Switch to up.
Okay, it's up. So wind and debris are going up. And as you notice as well, if you look at the debris, it's going up. But it's like kind of it's going up and then kind of like almost staying up there. So it's not like smashing into the ceiling. Like there's just enough wind, so it's like going up and kind of like floating, like on the top of the wind stuff. So just so you know. All right.
I'm assuming Cedric and I like coddle the hourglass and like walk over to
Coddle
the
it.
door.
I'm definitely leaning backwards as I kind of try and force it into the wind wall, like leaning my face away from it, trying not to get sandblasted.
True. Okay, are you trying to do the same thing?
No, she's just kind of like holding on to it.
Oh, is your head on top of it? Is that what
I
you're
mean, not like in the open part, but she's like hugging
just
it.
just checking? Okay.
She has like nicely put her head in like the smooth, soft curve.
Oh
of the
yeah.
hourglass.
And that's what it was made for. It was made for you to rest your head in there. Like that's literally what it was created for. It's like perfectly molded. Like you put your face in there and like you're like, wow, this was made for me.
No, that's a sign from the gods.
Yeah, it's a sign from the gods for sure. Yeah. So as you put the hourglass in there, the sand flies up to the top. And the sand just and the sand just kind of stays there, just floating up on the top with the debris and stuff. So it's just up there, just floating in a little cloud, and the cloud is reasonably together. Like it's kind of like a little cloud of sand on the top there.
I don't
We're gonna have more
like
sand
to
flying around
say
when we change
I
the
told you
direction.
so, but
Can we like cover the top of the hourglass this time?
well, if it's got a real narrow neck, I think if we have it go down, it can't go down any faster than it's already going down.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Sand dynamics.
I mean, you
minor
live
division.
underground and dig through the dirt, so why didn't your big brain suggest that in the first place?
I did.
I'm sorry, we're so used to not listening to you that I guess we just didn't listen to you.
Okay.
I'm the smartest one in the group. Everyone knows that. I don't know why you guys don't listen to me more.
I'm pretty sure Fletcher is the smartest one of the group, but nice try.
You hear Rashidon clearing his throat from the side of the room.
We can turn the knob again, but all that stuff's probably gonna come down, so you might want to step back out.
Good idea. Cedric, let's go fill up this hourglass again.
That is a very good idea. Good
All right.
call,
Oh.
Nautia. Smartest
It's
one in
full.
the group.
Y'all want to turn that switch down so the arrow points towards the ground?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll
Yeah,
let Cedric
so-
do it.
Oh,
And I
okay.
just step away from it.
Okay, so he's doing it on his own.
I'm still at the switch.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, where do you want to turn it? So like another 180 degrees. So it's going down, right? Okay, great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, as you turn it, you see the sand kind of like start to fall down to the ground, and like dissipate as it falls to the ground. And then you are able to turn it full 180 degrees. So now the wind is going straight down.
All right, Cedric, let's try this again.
All right.
All right. So like, tell me exactly what you want to do. Are you just putting the thing through it, or like, are you trying to go
Yes.
through? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
As you go through it, you notice the sand is going down a little faster for sure. Like it's definitely trying to get, like the wind is pushing down on it. But as you said before, like the hole is the hole, right? So it can't, go down. It's like not going to go down as fast as the wind is pushing it. So while it is going down faster, it's not like going out immediately as it did when it was up and to the left.
Cedric doesn't say anything, but he looks really smug.
Yeah. All right.
All right. So now what do you want to do?
Dump it in the receptacle.
Yeah, I guess Kay and I.
Well, are you walking through?
Yeah, I guess like I'm gonna kind of like look at Kay, like as in like, all right, let's do this, and kind of just go through and walk through. Go ahead and like try and push through.
Okay. Are y'all both holding this thing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. If you're both holding it, then yeah, you're able to make it through. It's a little bit tough. I mean, the wind is definitely pushing you down for sure. I'll say if only one of you tried to hold it, you would definitely have to roll to make sure you could, keep track of it as the wind is pushing you downward. But yeah, I'll say that you guys are able to like make it through. It's fine. Feels good. Okay. So
as we dump it into the receptacle, Cedric's gonna go up for a high five.
Kay begrudgingly acquiesces to his request.
What a response. Begrudgingly acquiesces to his request.
There's some SAT words in there.
Yeah. That was great. Yeah. So I'm assuming, do the rest of you stay by the button or do you follow?
If it's enough to fill the receptacle, then I go through.
It is enough to fill the receptacle. Yes. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So, the same deal. As you fill it up, it fills up to the top. The door opens, and there's another door with a carved out portion for a hourglass, which you put it in. And this time, one hourglass doesn't come back out. 2 hourglasses come out of the store.
Oh no!
So you now have 2 hourglasses with you, and they're both like the same size, but you have 2 of them, so that's fun.
Why are there 2?
Because we need to work as a team.
Yeah. So who's holding these 2 hourglasses?
He did say, I'll hold one, but I'll need help.
I got you. I'll help.
Okay.
I'll carry the other one.
Oh, boys versus girls. Let's do it, Nautia. Let's beat them.
Okay. Yeah. This was definitely set up as a battle of the sexes for sure. All right. You get to the next room, and you see the debris, and the wind is going upward. Going upward a lot more. The debris seems to be pushed a lot more violently upward than before. So it seems to be a lot stronger than before. There's a sand wall to like your right that's not incorporated by like any wind yet. That's all you can really see for now, is you just see a bunch of debris upward on top of the ceiling. You do see in the middle of the room on the top is like a small kind of a ledge, basically.
Can you like fly up there, Nautia, and like take a look at that ledge?
Yeah. So did you say that the wind is stopping partway up again?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'll fly
it's
up
enough
over that and
check
out
it's
the
like
ledge.
enough for like you to fly over there.
Yeah.
So you fly up there, and you're basically able to see that in that little area in that ledge, there's a little switch with an arrow on it.
There's another switch up here. Can I turn it by myself?
It'll be pretty tough for you to turn it by yourself. You can try though, but it's a little tough.
Try.
I got you. Kay runs into the wind stream and see if she gets pushed up like the geyser.
You do get pushed up. You do get pushed upward, just like the geyser. So you are pushed up, and if you're running, that means that as you are pushed up, I mean, obviously you keep your horizontal velocity, right? So you're moving upward, but you're still moving forward. So you're kind of going up in like a little parabola, and you end up in the little ledge area.
Kay goes to high five Nautia.
Very
I can fly too.
enthusiastically.
This is so fun.
Yeah. And then we turn the switch.
Yes. Then you turn the switch.
Not gonna lie, Kay, that was really impressive.
Oh, Cedric gave me a compliment.
So how do you want to turn it?
Probably so it's down again.
Probably. Where's the door?
We haven't been able to see it yet, right?
I mean, from where you are, like you can see that on the other side, there's a door and a receptacle to the right of it as well.
Back down in the bottom? Or
Yeah,
up on the left with us? Okay.
Yeah, let me try to explain this. So when you first walked in, right, you saw the ledge directly in front of you on the top, kind of in the middle of the room, right? So if you go up to the ledge and you look out the back of the ledge, then you can see where the door to the next room is with the receptacle in it.
So we can't, from the ground, Fletcher and I can't see the receptacle door.
You can see it, but there's so much wind and debris that it's kind of hard to see it. They have more of a clearer sight of it, and we'll just say that they communicated that back down to y'all. So
we should turn this
everyone's
switch
aware of it.
back down, and then the boys can go run the hourglass through. Because they're big and strong.
Okay.
Yeah, but then you have to get back down safely too.
Can we use our rope?
I mean, we got rope.
Yeah, we got rope. Yeah, there we go. We'll use some rope.
Okay. How do you plan on using the rope?
Is there a place to tie it to the ledge, and I can just go?
Not really.
It's just a flat.
Yeah, not really. I mean, if you can think of something, I will consider it. But there's no
ledge.
I'll say the ledge is maybe 10 feet wide, maybe.
Nautia, okay, you sit on this end of the rope, and I'll climb down.
One of the boys can stand on one side. We run the rope over, and then you can climb down the other.
Hey, you'll be able to just...
I'm not a good anchor.
No, I can take care of it. You'll be fine. You can turn the wind down and jump.
All right, I'm going to trust you. Please don't let me crash to the ground and die.
It's okay. Oh, one of you's already fallen on me. What's one more?
Okay, so explain to me what's going to happen here.
Okay.
We're going to turn the wind down.
Down. The boys are going to move the hourglass across after they fill it with sand, and then Nadia's going to fly, and Kay is just going to jump off the ledge and hope that someone doesn't let her die.
You're going to jump you're going to jump off the ledge to where? Just to the ground? Is someone trying to catch you? Are you going to adjust the wind somehow? What do you mean? I try to make sure I understand where you're jumping. Is it just a wild jump?
We'll take the hourglass over to the receptacle, and then Fletcher's going to come back. Nautia and Kay can turn the dial to adjust the wind really in any direction except that's just blowing you right back up to the ledge. And Fletcher will take care of it.
Okay. I'm gonna need y'all to. I still need to know I still need to know exactly what take care of it means. So I just want to hear.
I'm gonna do some wizard things.
Okay. All right. Well,
Are you
y'all can role play it out and see what happens.
Okay, so let's get
Are
the
you
sand through first.
Oh.
Right?
mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Can
so
you each do that one person
The
per
wind's going-
hourglass?
No, we're both taking it through.
Well, there's 2 hourglasses, though.
Yes, there are 2 hourglasses.
Or do we see that there's 2 receptacles?
Just do one at a time.
There's one receptacle. But it does. Well, you can't quite see it from there, but it might be a little different.
Does it look bigger? I call up to Kay and Nautia.
Can we see it?
You can see it. It doesn't quite look a little bigger, but it does look like it's like attached to the ground, and it seems like it's like attached to the ground in a different way than the other one was. Like it almost looks like it is going through the ground.
It looks like it's going through the floor. It's not that much bigger, but it's definitely like, there's like, it's kind of deep.
So is the wind going down now? Did you guys make it so the wind's going down? All right. I just want to kind of like test it out and see like, is this something I can, because you said it's going a lot more vigorously.
Yes.
I want to like stick an arm into it. Does it still feel like I can walk through it?
It feels harder than before, but you can. You will have to roll though, because it is harder than before.
Okay.
So.
Why don't you boys like fill up the hourglasses, put them pretty close, and then both of you walk one through, and then both of you walk the other one through, and then you all pick one up to dump it in the receptacle.
Sounds good to me.
All right. So how's this work? Who's doing what?
So I think Fletcher and Cedric both fill up an hourglass. They both bring it over to the wind wall, and I would say Cedric sets his down and then puts 2 hands on Fletcher's hourglass so they can walk it through together.
Okay. Yeah. So why don't you both give me a balance roll?
Should have gotten dice out.
Actually,
19.
I will let you. Oh, well, 19 is pretty good. I was about to say you can choose a balance or a survival, whichever one you like. Okay. Yeah. Y'all are able to make it through with this 1 hourglass just fine. Like it's definitely harder. I mean, like you find yourself like, you have to resist the wind a lot more. Like you're almost kind of have to brace yourself by lowering yourself a little bit, right? Because it's coming down, but you're able to make it through. Sand came out obviously more than normal, but like not anything that based on your previous experience would be less than what you needed. So. Now what?
Yes, boys. Now bring the other one through.
Yeah, so if we put that one up, then I'm guessing we're then rushing back to step through and do the same thing with the other hourglass.
Now, like when you say put it up, you mean put it on the ground or put it on the receptacle?
Are we setting it down the other side of the wind wall or taking it all the way over?
I guess let's take it all the way over.
That's what I'm asking. Yeah.
I thought we would take it all the way over.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll carry it over there and
Sure.
dump it.
Okay.
Are we dumping it or are we setting it?
You tell me. What do you want to do?
It works.
Before, it's always been setting it there to let the sand drain out.
Okay. Let's do that.
Okay. Yeah. So like you like set it starts to drain. But normally because the receptacle is kind of see-through, normally as soon as you put it down there, you start to see the sand kind of go up you don't really see anything going up, but because you're right next to it, as you look down, you can see that, as right before you put down the like a receptacle, you look down and you can see that the bottom of this thing is like below the ground. So this is like a much larger like receptacle, but you couldn't really notice because it's like extending under the ground. So you do start to see it fill up, but like way below. So like only you can see it start to fill it.
Okay, well, I guess we'll leave that hourglass there and kind of rush back and try and grab the other one and bring it through.
Yes. Okay. Great. Yeah. So you want to try to do the exact same thing, pretty much?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Give me 2 more balance or survival rolls to come back over with the second one.
Nat 20.
Oh, perfect.
16.
Oh man, y'all rolling hot. Yeah, so like you don't even have to brace yourself down. Actually, because of the nat 20, you barely lose any sand. Like you're somehow able to kind of like move it in like a pendulum kind of way, so that the sand is kind of rotating around, and you're able to get it through with almost no sand loss. Pretty impressive. And like you do hear a little bit of a clap from Rashidon on the other side of the wall as well. Yeah. So do you want to put this over the receptacle as well?
Yeah,
okay.
Probably as quickly as we can get it over there.
Yeah. So the current hourglass is on top of it. So do you want to remove that hourglass and put this on top of it, or do you want to put this one on top of the other hourglass?
Do they very clearly stack, or is there like that sounds like very like teetery. Like I feel like maybe Fletcher, can we dump from this one into that one, do you think?
Oh, you want to dump into the other one? I was going to say I'm going to let go, just keep holding it and I'll move the other one. Is it empty? Has it been enough time?
It is emptying. Like you'd have to wait like a little bit longer, but not too much longer to do it.
Just wait for it. Just be patient. Kay shouts from the top.
Then we should maybe like dump it or hold it over the other one. If it's not, I don't want to lose any sand from the first one if it's not done.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. Yeah, let's hold it above the first one. Let it dump into. Yeah.
Great. Yeah. So you're dumping sand from the bottom of the new one into the top of the old one.
Yeah.
Great. So as you do that, you hear another clap from Rashidon, and you're able to maintain the flow of the sand. And then, like Rashidon says, "Good thing you did not break the flow of the sand." And it continues to go through. There's no stopping, and this thing starts to fill all the way up. And then it fills up, and you see the same thing on the door that's in front of you. The door starts to crack open a little bit. So now we just have Kay and Nautia on the ledge with the wind going down.
Okay, so now that's taken care of. Fletcher's going to walk back and yell up to them. Okay, let's now turn the dial. Let's move the wind so it's a little more. We'll allow Kay to come down and not blast her away, trying to get down. But make it. I don't know. Don't do it straight down. Let's go for like a 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock sort of setting.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay. You're muted, Nancy.
On sundials.
Yeah,
anyway.
sure.
Yeah, we do that. We tug the thing.
Okay. So the wind has changed now.
Mm-hmm.
Then Fletcher just casts Featherfall on Kay.
She
No.
just like jumps, I guess.
Yeah, I cast as
assuming
a,
she feels
you can jump
slightly
now.
Kay like looks around and is like, all right, and just jumps.
Very trusting.
Yeah, very trusting. Yeah,
Fletcher takes good care of her.
yeah. So it's at 4:00, right? So that means that she's going into the wind that's like pushing her down into the wall, but like it's not straight down. So yeah, she does. She's able to glide down in this wind, and you're able to hit the ground. Well, sorry, that doesn't sound like a positive thing. You're you're able to safely hit the ground. Very good.
I'll fly down and join them.
Yeah, I'm assuming that you just fly down. Great. So y'all are at the door. Good job. So again, that the door opens, you go through. There's 2 carvings for hourglasses in there. You put both hourglasses in. Hourglasses come back out, and you're good. All right. Great. So our next room is in front of you. You just see a mound of, just looks like dirt. It doesn't look like the sand that you've been using, but this is like a pretty high mound of some kind of dirt or other kind of sand that goes pretty high up. It goes like high up, not quite to the ceiling, but it's pretty high up. And you also see like smaller hills of sand kind of like around the room as well. And this time there's no wind as of yet, but if you look around, like you do see that there is another one of these buttons with an arrow on it. So because of that big mound of sand in the beginning, you can't really see where the door is, where the receptacle is, or anything like that. There is a sand wall to the right of you with the sand that you are familiar with that's there. But yeah, so that's what you see. You see this big mound that's kind of, blocking your entry. Oh, sorry, your like navigation if you try to go across. And that's it.
So this mound is big enough that it fills the room side to side. Like it's not like we could walk around it, right?
If you could walk around, there's little spaces. You could probably get around it if you really tried. But it's covering, like I'd say, 99% of the width of the place. Yeah.
Kay like tries to run up it.
Okay. If you try to run up it, you know what? Let's see here. Why don't you roll a climb for me?
She like runs up and just like sticks her hands in and is like trying to like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So give me a climb, like a strength roll. Yeah. What's
11.
everybody else? What'd you say? 11.
11.
Okay. Yeah. You run up to this thing. As soon as your hand, well, are you like trying to like jump with both hands and just like scurry up it, kind of?
Yeah,
Okay.
She just like, doesn't care if she gets dirty. Her hands
Sure.
are just like going into it, and like she'll use her elbows. She's like, I don't care. She's just like, just having fun, kind of.
Unfortunately, you don't get a chance to really use your elbows. As soon as your hands hit this thing, they sink in to this big thing of sand, and you are standing there. You just feel your hands start to sink in, like you're in like a big kind of thing of mud. And you're just in this thing slowly falling into it.
Hands and feet, or just hands? Hands and feet falling in, or just hands?
It would be just hands because I imagine that she's not like jumping and trying to attach to it with her
Okay.
hands and feet. So she like ran up to it and she tried to put her hands on it and sort of like stuck in, and now she's like slowly, very slowly, but you can notice her kind of falling into it.
Can I like try and like stand up again?
Yeah.
Like
You're
kind
able
of
to.
like what?
Yeah. So give me a. Let's see. I don't think escape artist would fall there, but it would be pretty funny. Yeah.
I think I'm an artist at escaping. I think it totally counts.
Yeah. Just a straight up strength. Yeah. Just give me a strength roll. See if we're able to bust out of this.
I don't have my dice, so I have to do it to the strength. Yeah.
That's fine. What's everybody else doing as you see Kay?
I got a 5.
Yeah.
I'm not strong.
I was already planning to sort of fly up over the mound. Seeing her get stuck in the mound, I will then redirect to help pull her out.
Yeah. So then why don't you roll and I'll let you add that to Nancy's roll.
Make that another strength check.
Yeah.
Well, that's a great big 7.
Okay. Well, but you can add them together. So like you get a 12 combined. And yeah, you are able to with a bit of a heave ho, she just pops out of this thing. But your arms are just completely covered in whatever this stuff is.
So this one time, my best friend Azzy and I, we like played it in a construction site, and we like would run up the dirt pile. So I expected this dirt pile to be like that dirt pile, but as it turns out, that dirt pile is a lot more solid than this dirt pile, and I do not recommend trying to run up it.
Yeah, that looked bad. Like it could have ended badly.
That was not great.
Nah, not super great.
I'm gonna fly just clear of the dirt pile and take a look around.
Yeah. As you fly up, you see on the other side, there is a door. There is a receptacle.
I got it, guys. We turn the switch so it goes up the air. So that way the dirt pile goes up in the air and we take the hourglass and go underneath it. But
Is there a switch? Do I see a switch?
So there was a switch on the side that like you were on.
It was on our side, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So there's not one on the other side, but there is one.
Well, there's one way to find out what it does.
Could we move the dirt pile to a side?
Oh,
and
that's
then
a good
move
idea.
the air back down?
This is why everyone else should do the puzzles, because y'all are thinkers, and I'm not a thinker.
Well,
I am writing that line of like in character, out of character right now so hard.
well, so there's no
start
wind
turning the dial
right?
to see how if it turns, at what point it turns on wind. Since there's nothing present right now.
Yes, there's no wind right now.
What correct. Direction is the dial turned?
So the dial is turned up, but it is usually when you see these dials, they're like slightly out the wall. This one's like a lot more out of the wall than you normally see them.
Can we push it in?
Yeah, sure. You can try pushing it. Is that what you do?
I'm assuming I need help. As we found out, I'm not very strong by myself.
I hope.
Yeah. Also, your hands are still covered with this.
You're going to get the dial all dirty.
This weird substance.
Kay has like wiped it off on her pants. What are pants for? But to wipe your hands off on.
It's not coming off. Not coming off.
Kay like walks over to Cedric and tries to wipe it off.
Cedric's like backing away as soon as these are coming. Like, no.
Yeah, let's do the knob.
Okay. All right. So when you push the knob, who pushes it by the way? Just want to make sure I'm no.
I will.
Okay. Yeah. So you've flown back down, and you're gonna push the knob. I say you could push it on your own. And yeah, the wind starts to go upward, and this huge sand pile. Well, I shouldn't say sand to like mistake it for the other stuff. This I'll just call this the dirt. This huge dirt pile.
Capital D.
It slowly floats up in the air along with these other smaller dirt piles. As they float up, though, they're definitely levitated up, but they're like dripping downwards, basically.
Ooh.
Fairly heavily too. Like the whole thing is like up, but they're like dripping downwards. Like whatever this like substance is dripping downwards.
Can I turn the knob by myself?
You cannot turn it by yourself. Well, you can try to turn it by yourself. Actually,
hold on. I'll be right there. Kay like runs over to where the wind is and like sticks her arms in and hopes that the wind like pushes the gunk off of her hands.
Yeah, it does. It does. You're gunk free.
Your beard is safe, Mr. Cedric. And she like runs over to help Nautia.
Okay. How do y'all want to turn it?
To a side, maybe?
Okay. Yeah. Do you want
turn to a side?
Okay, so from left to right or right to left? Sure, you want to.
What side's the door on? Because we don't want the dirt pile to end up in front of the door, because that would suck.
I mean,
and
the
we don't want the
like
dirt pile to hit us, because that would also suck. So in any of the other ways should be fine.
Because both doors are basically front and back.
Yes. Yeah.
So
it's like a shotgun house. Yeah.
So either side should be okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Fletcher's nodding.
Yeah. So let's just say that you go left. Let's just say that, right? Yeah. So this dirt pile starts to move a little bit to the left. Not a lot, but like it does move over to like the left. But you also see that as it's moving to the left, parts of this substance starts to come from the wall and is also moving to the left. So now you have kind of like almost like it's raining from right to left now with this substance, with the main dirt pile slightly to the left.
And when it was going up, it was like dripping back down, right?
Yes, correct.
Is it like far enough to the left now that we could like scoot past it to get to the door?
You can try to scoot past it, sure.
Because then we could turn the dial, like we could try and pull the dial out to see if we can turn it off. If we can't turn it off, we could like turn the dial down so it would like smash into the ground, and then we could put the hourglass through it.
Yeah, there's definitely enough physical space for you to get through.
We just have to dodge potentially like globs coming from the side.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like we can turn off the air, it'll just go plop. Or if we turn the dial and have the air go down, then we shouldn't have to deal with it. Can we turn the dial off? Can we like pull it?
Can we pull it out?
You can try. Yeah. Is that what you want to do?
Yeah.
You can pull it out. This thing plops on the ground, and there's no more of this substance flying around now. The only bit of the substance is in the big mound of stuff. And like
we
now,
have a clear path to the side?
Yes, there's a path to the side that you can go through, yes.
Boys, fill up that hourglass.
Okay.
Yeah, if we're not taking them through any wind, we can each just fill one up and carry it over.
Yeah, because there are two of them. So.
Mm-hmm.
We will do that.
Yeah, so we can do it in 2 teams.
All right. Who's team 1 and team 2?
Battle of the sexes, fight.
It has to go one at a time, though.
Yes, yeah. If there's not 2 people of the same gender holding it, like the sand just disappears.
You never know. It could be. Or we could have a race.
This is what the gods like determined like should happen.
Yeah.
So like y'all fill them up like separately, and like you try to go in this part on the side then.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. You're able to walk through, you have to like get around, like this stuff is all over the ground. So you kind of got to step around it a bit. But looks good to me. So you're able to get both over to this receptacle, which like, again, it looks like it's, as the last one was, it like seems like it's going through the bottom of the ground.
Okay, then we need to put one in there and hold the other one over it again. Last time, Rashidon seemed to indicate we did that right. So I don't think we can dump, if sand leaves these hourglasses in any way that isn't trickling through the center part, I think the sand will just disappear the way it does when it blows out.
All right. Well, yeah, we'll do that, I guess.
Yeah. So then, like, you stack them one on top of each other, or you hold one on top of the other. But you're basically like you're guaranteeing that the first one is going through the like there's a top one going through the bottom one, the bottom one's going through the receptacle. Is that correct?
Yep.
As you did in the last room.
Yep.
Right. So yeah,
and we're gonna kind of like awkwardly, like I assume, like 2 people, like kind of hands up, like kind of.
Yeah, team lift that second one.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll say, yeah, you don't have to roll on that. You guys are able to get it done. The receptacle gets filled. Door cracks. You hear little clappity claps. And you go through. Good job, people. Cheryl's excited as well. she had a little head thing going on. Which I can't do. I can't move my head with my neck thing. I can't do that. I don't know. Can't do it. But yeah. So the and like also let me know when you guys want to break. So just want to make sure. All right. So next room looks very similar to this room to the last room. Big mound in front. When you get into this room though, you do see like debris kind of flying around. Not a lot though, just like a little bit of it. So like there is wind already on in this room. There's a big mound of this substance in there. And it is also in the middle of the room, this substance is like dripping down from the top of the ceiling. So like kind of similar to the wall of water and the wind thing. It's like kind of like it's like trickling down from the top, and there's this big mound in the middle as well. And of course, there's a sand wall on the right of you. And there's also from the first room, there's a little ledge on the top ceiling right above the mound.
Huh. And which way is the wind currently blowing?
It's kind of blowing diagonally up toward the top, toward the ledge.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah. So like as soon as you go in the room, you like notice that the wind is like a blowing from like your site forward and up. Right. because the ledge is like in front of you, but up, right in the middle of the room.
So the ledge runs across the room like this way, the way we're facing.
Yeah, but it doesn't go the whole width of the room. It's a kind of like a platform in the middle of the room. I guess platform is probably a
So
better
kind of a rope,
Okay.
rope bridge kind of thing.
Yeah. That's like probably a better word I should use than ledge.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I will fly. I'm going to fly towards the ledge, but I'm going to kind of intentionally get into the wind a little bit to see how strong it feels.
Mm-hmm. That wind is pushing you pretty. If you're going to fly in the stream of the wind, it's pushing you pretty hard.
Like it would carry me if I wasn't flying.
Yes, for sure.
Okay.
So do you want to fly or like just go in there and say, hey, this feels good, I'm just gonna relax?
Yeah, actually, if I feel that it's carrying me, then I'll just let it go and kind of hop up there and call back to Kay that I think it's strong enough for you.
All right, I'll be right there, friend. Kay just like runs into it again.
Okay, yeah. So like you like run
She like
in,
does a pose this time though. She like jumps in and is like, ha, like a Super Mario pose.
Oh, I see. So like as you're going up, you're like you're
Yeah.
you're in this pose. That is fantastic. Yeah. So now you're both up here on this platform.
Is there a switch up there? I had assumed there was a switch up there.
There's not a switch up here.
Is it down at the bottom where Fletcher and I are?
No.
Oh, well, I guess.
Looking around from up top, do I see a switch anywhere?
Yeah, so if you want to like look down on the other side of the room, like again, it looks very similar to the other ones. There's a door. There is a receptacle on the other side of this big mound of sand. You're like kind of you're kind of, you can see the substance that's dripping from the top of the ceiling. It's kind of like right next to you, basically. If you looked over, it's like directly next to you coming down. But you can't make out a switch in this room.
Hey, Fletcher, how steady do you think you can keep one of these hourglasses while being blown up to that ledge?
While trying to be weightless in wind and landing on a platform to then jump down on the other side of a pile of mystery gunk?
Yeah, that was what I was asking, yeah.
Probably not agile enough.
Okay, yeah, that was what I was worried you were going to say.
If I like reach out from the edge of the ledge, can I reach the stuff that's dripping from the ceiling?
Yes, you can.
Man, I do not want to touch that stuff.
It's not really that bad. It's kind of like sticky and it's kind of like annoying, but you just like put your hand in the stuff again and then it just goes away like in the wind. So like it's not really that big of a deal. Just don't lick your fingers. You'll be fine.
Nancy's such a
Don't
pusher.
eat it like Cedric
put
would.
like a finger out and just kind of catch a little, see if it.
Yeah, like some of it like goes
sticky.
on your, it goes on your finger. It's pretty sticky. Just feels kind of weird.
Eating it is soil science 101, by the way. Just saying. How else
What
you
was
could
that?
identify it? Eating it is soil science 101. That's
If you
absolutely
could
what Cedric
guarantee
would have
that this
done.
is even like soil.
Nautia
Only
is
one way to
not a
find out.
scientist.
And for a point of clarity, if we're in the room, is it if you're standing in the front of the room, what's the order of the things again? Is the wind happening at the same point as the pile of dirt like it was in the past room, or are they stacked? Is it like the wind, then the piles of dirt?
Yes, is the wind that's going up and in front of you. The pile of dirt is in the middle of the room.
Okay.
So like when they took this, they went up to the platform, which is above the pile of dirt.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah. Sorry if I didn't do a good job of explaining that. But that was the order.
No, I think you did. That's what I was picturing. I just wanted to make absolutely sure. So while I'm trying to think of it.
And then the stuff dripping from the ceiling is just on the far side of the platform, or is it actually dripping? It's not dripping onto the platform.
No, it's like kind of like imagine. So the platform is in the middle of the room. If you look to the left and right of where you are,
it's on either side. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
Is there more of that dirt that looks different than the dirt, like in the last room?
There's a little. I mean, like the whole mound in the middle is made of that, and there's little piles of it in different places of the room, and the stuff that's dripping from the top is the same. So yeah, a lot of it.
Okay.
You sure you don't see a switch?
Okay, so like Rashidon,
No.
he clears his throat and says, "You should probably check around near the door."
The door.
Nautia, you can fly. You go check on it.
Yeah. So like as of now,
Fletcher turns around.
Yeah.
Fly.
Yeah, because
fly
like
over to the other door.
Yeah, because like as of now, you've only looked down to see what you can see from there. So you haven't. So like no one's been down there yet. So as you go down there, you see the door in the receptacle, but as you turn around to look toward the dirt pile from the other side, that's where you see a switch.
Okay.
So it's something that you couldn't see from anywhere else unless you were already on the other side.
Oh, it's over here. It's on the other side of the dirt pile.
Fletcher, do you have another one of those, like, Kay can jump from really high distances and not splat her organs out all over the floor spells?
Nope.
That is inconvenient.
I have an idea.
I know it.
Okay. We take some rope, run it over the ledge and back down, right? Fletcher and I can hold it on one side. Kay can can lower herself on the rope on the other side, and the wind will buffet her away from the pile, and she can kind of go down at an angle.
Yeah.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Kay, does that sound like something you could handle?
Yeah, you could probably just throw your end of the rope into the wind and it will just like plop it up and I can just try and grab it.
What a good idea.
I will throw one end of the rope into the wind and then rapidly grab the other end of the rope as it starts to fly up into the wind.
Okay.
Like, oh, whoops.
Pretty big room. I'm going to assume that this rope is long, like very long.
We have 200 feet total, I think. Of
okay.
Rope.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fine. We don't have to do any trigonometry to figure out, how long you need, but unless you want to, of course. Yeah. So, I'll say that is long enough. So if you throw the rope over and you're holding onto the rope, you go flying over with holding on to this rope. So you and the rope are now going up to the...
Oh.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Oh, okay.
This is very powerful wind. So if you are not anchoring yourself in any way, you are going up while holding onto the rope.
He was supposed to be the anchor.
So like you
now
disappear.
He's a dwarf kite.
Yes. Yes. So like you just appear
Not-
near Kay.
Yeah, not having expected that at all. It is he lands gracelessly, like smashes into the side of the ledge and like has to kind of like climb up onto it. Yeah, it is. There's maybe some spinning that happens.
Well, you can stay here and you can anchor me from here, and I can just jump over the other side of the ledge.
I mean, I can try. That's like a really strong wind. I did not expect to get blown up here.
Yeah, but you can just stay here now, and I can jump over the other side, and you can just hang here while we fiddle with the switch. Unless you want to fiddle with the switch, but you're heavier than me with all your armor on, so I don't think I'd be a good anchor.
Okay. Based on my estimation of Kay's weight, my own weight, and the wind, do I have a gut sense of like whether or not I can lower her down without having her like blasted off into the ceiling or
Like, is the
ripped
wind
off of
still
the
blowing
ledge?
that way from the other side of the ledge?
No, it's like only blowing from where you entered up to the ledge.
Okay, so okay.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, so
So
there's no
just
wind on the
lower
other
her down.
side, right?
There's
Yeah,
no
you
wind
just
on the
lower
other
her.
side. There's a
Yeah.
button on the other side, which
Yeah.
So, I will say, like the other button.
I can probably push it in by myself.
Okay, so Rashidon does not have to clear his throat. What
was that,
So-
Nautia? I didn't quite hear you.
So, oh yeah, the button was stuck. I've been trying it this whole time.
Extremely quietly, and Naughty just extremely quietly and bashfully just pushes the knob in.
Yeah. So, as you push it in, wind starts to kind of like come from the top, from the platform you are back down, sort of creating a continuous wind that starts from the entrance, goes up to the platform. Oops, I just hit my key light, and goes back down to the other side of the room where Nautia is.
So before it was just up. Now it's up and then back down.
Yes, correct.
Is it really strong? If I like jump into it, will I get smashed to the floor?
If you put your hand in it, it's a lot less. It's less strong. You feel like if you let this thing carry you down, probably with some adjustments that you can make it down. And like you also see that if you look to where this wind is going, while the rest of the floor is like kind of solid granite, where the wind is like ending is it looks like kind of a softer area. Like it almost looks like some sort of like mushy, like something there, but like something that like looks like it could brace you if you wanted to.
I'm just
jump
gonna
in there.
go for
And like
it.
I'm walking on it
I,
and not
jump
like
off of-
sinking, right?
No, yeah. It is not like the other stuff. It is not like the stuff in the middle. It's not like that.
I'm just gonna go for it. As in, I just jumped off of buildings all the time to like haystacks and mud and stuff. It's fine.
Of course, you're like a base jumper, right? You're just
So you're just doing
Oh,
Assassin's
hardcore.
Creed in New Seychester, just jumping off of things.
I did.
yeah, exactly. There's
With
like a nice.
haystacks.
Yeah, exactly. There's a.
I mean,
There's
you know
a-
how
there's
it
a-
is.
There's
Yeah.
yeah. There's like a nice whistle as you do it. It's great. That nice camera scene when you jump off a Assassin's Creed building. So you jump in there, and definitely not as gracefully as when you have this spell casted on you to float there, but you fall down and you hit this kind of like this cushier patch, but you're fine. Sorry, somebody's dog outside.
Jump down,
Now my dog's
Cedric. You're
barking.
gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine. Just jump down here. Actually, stay there just in case. Maybe we'll need you there. Hold on.
Yeah. Also note that both hourglasses are still on the other side of the room as well.
Yes. Yeah. If you
So-
guys could figure out how to get me back over to that side, so I get one of the hourglasses.
Okay.
Okay, so the switch is currently pushed in and pointing in what direction?
So like this was weird because it doesn't seem to have it has a arrow on it, but it looks very different from like the other ones. You do notice that this switch can turn though.
Okay.
Turn it.
Yeah.
Well, just turn it. We turn it to the clockwise.
Yeah. So as you turn it, the wind like reverses. So like now it's going from the back of the room back to the front of the room in this sort of parabolic.
That's perfect. Stop turning it.
Okay.
I'm gonna jump into it.
Yeah.
And Fletcher, watch out!
Yeah. You sail on over and you are back in the front part of the room. I don't know if you're posing or not. Like,
Nah. I feel like just trying to land upright, like kind of like jump into it, like leaning back a little bit. Hopefully, hit feet first. Knees bent. Just trying to lessen the impact a little bit.
Nice. Sweet.
Yeah.
All right. So you're back over. Y'all have 2 hourglasses. You can refill them with sand if you want, or actually, I don't think you ever filled them with sand. So you can fill them with sand if you want and try something else.
Is that the only way the wind can go?
Turn it some more.
Can we turn it some more?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. As you turn it, you notice that it's pretty binary. It's pretty like either going from the front to back or back to front.
And as we're doing all this, the muddy stuff in the middle is still just dripping down.
Yeah, still dripping down.
Feel like we should just try carrying it over on the wind. It's really not that bad.
Probably at least, but 2 or 3 of us per hourglass. If we do one with, if we try to, I don't know if that will work in the wind, if it will carry us all, but
we also need
one
2
person
people
can
to
do
turn. We need 2 people to turn the switch, though.
But I can fly.
Oh, that's
so
true.
like I can do the switch and fly over, and
I'll stay here.
That is a very good idea. Yes. I imagine we're like yelling this back and forth across.
Yeah. You're all able to hear each other.
We're just on like other sides of the pile.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I'm not going to introduce that part of it. Where you can't hear each other. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, we can turn it, and I can come over and we can try one of the hourglasses.
Cool.
Okay. So like everyone wants to go back to the original side. So the first
Except
side,
K.
Except K. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So like if the 3 of you are here, then what are we gonna do?
So I'll go first because I've already done the wind thing. So fill up an hourglass and then hold it out to Nautia so she can grab over on to the other side of it and then step into the wind and kind of hope that we can guide it up to the ledge together.
I mean,
Sure.
Don't you guys want Fletcher with you? I thought the whole point was that 3 of you would get 1 hourglass.
Oh, I was.
So you're doing 2? We can try 2. And
Yeah. You can try to. Sure. Yeah, you guys can do whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Sure. I don't know. I don't know if it's a too many cooks situation, but we can try it.
Yeah. So as 2 of you step in there, first thing that happens is as you put it in there, all the sand flies out of the hourglass and you see it go in you know, a parabola through the thing, and it hits the other side.
Rains down on K.
Yeah, and then if you choose to stay in the wind after that happens, then you're able to trap. Well, do you want to stay in the wind after you see the sand go?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll say as you step out, you feel the hourglass. As you're in there, you feel some pressure from it, as if you stayed in there, that it would go now that it is, doesn't have any sand in it, that it would have sailed over.
Mm-hmm. Where do we have the switch right now? It's currently back to the original setting, but pushed in.
It's going towards the far door, away from the entrance.
Yeah, it's going away from the entrance toward the farther door. That's right. So there's two things that you notice. One, that the sand can travel through this thing, right? Because the sand flew out of the hourglass. Mm-hmm. The second thing is that once the hourglass was empty, now you didn't actually see this happen, but you felt it as you were going through. The hourglass itself could travel through this wind thing.
When watching our sand leave, normally it disappears rather quickly. Where did it end up disappearing? Did it go all the way to the other side?
All the way to the other side.
Okay. Kay, get ready to catch Cedric and Nautia. Or just Nautia, somebody go in the wind and take this hourglass over and hold it with Kay on the other side.
Oh. I just saw some sand fly over here.
Yeah, there's gonna be a person too soon.
We can catch it, I think, is the idea.
We can deliver sand on one side and have it fly over and catch it in the hourglass on the other side.
All right. Well, I'll just get in place. Try not to hit me in the face.
Close your eyes. You don't want to get sand in your eyes. It hurts.
How will I be able to catch it if I can't see it?
You'll have help. Who's gonna go over with Nautia? Okay.
Are we able to send? Because did the opposite wind send? Was it enough that someone could then go all the way back over the other way?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So let's. I think Nautia plus Cedric to make sure this thing gets where it's going.
Okay.
So all three of us are going to be on the other side?
And then you go back.
Well, I'm still on that side.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still by the entrance door.
Okay. Where does everybody want to be? And we'll just say that happens. Do you want to be two and two on the sides? Because that's definitely possible with the configuration that we've already talked about.
Yeah, I think so. Right. I think Nautia.
So you can end up with
any
one. Okay. All right, great. So you have an hourglass on both sides?
Yep.
Did you send the one over?
Sure.
All right. So now what do you want to do?
Fletcher is going to fill the hourglass we have up with sand and then turn around and have Cedric grab on the other side and then yell to them, get ready to start catching, and walk over to the wind and stick the hourglass in to transfer sand in the wind over to them.
Okay.
It's on the hourglass, I guess, with Nautia, and we're like,
it's like a mini game.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. To bring out your Wiimotes and waggle them to catch. Yeah, so you are able. I don't think you got to really roll on this because the puzzle was really the thing. You're able to catch this sand in this second hourglass, and it goes over pretty well. You really don't really miss any. Really, it's all.
Right. Let's run. So Kay, we start walking over to the receptacle. I'm assuming.
Yep.
and set it up on top.
Is the receptacle another big one, or is it the smaller size?
It's a smaller size.
Oh, good.
It's a smaller size. Yeah, so you are able to fill this thing up. Door cracks open. And
Did it work?
And then you hear claps. Yeah. So I'm assuming that like y'all hop on the wind to transfer yourselves over.
And I'm guessing we're taking our hourglass with us also, in case we're still needing to. We don't have to go through this.
Would highly suggest you do.
Yeah.
You don't have to, but I would suggest you do.
Yeah.
This is D&D. You can leave anything you like.
You can do whatever you want.
Yeah. You can do anything.
Yeah, we take it for sure.
Yep. Yeah. And like you're able to like travel with it, so you're good. Yeah, so you are in the next room, like you take the hourglasses, like you put them in the door, and all that good stuff is great. All right, awesome.
That seems like
What's
a great place to do a halfway break.
Yes.
Yeah, that nice transition between rooms. So thank you everybody who's been watching so far. We appreciate you being here. Thank you again to Shareef for designing and running the players through this amazing temple. Thank you players for doing such a good job figuring out the puzzles. This is really fun to watch. So we are going to take our 10-minute break to get some water, snacks, stretch your legs, walk your dog, whatever. So we'll be back here soon. Sit tight or go do any of those things for yourself. And we'll see you in a minute. Bye. Hi everybody, we are back. Thank you so much for sticking around. While we were on our break, we were taking a moment to talk about how great things are in Ecuador, because everything is about Ecuador. We haven't pulled out that joke in a while, so but I bring it back. Everything is about Ecuador. So thank you for hanging out, or if you just joined us, we are mid desert temple running through some puzzles to see if they can figure out what the mysterious temple guardian said to Kay at the beginning. So I'm going to let Shareef take over and we'll get back into it.
Yeah, so we just finished sending some sand over the wind using our 2 hourglasses. Let our powers combine. We send it from one glass to another. And we were able to open the receptacle, avoid all the quicksand. No one tried to climb on it, which is great. And we got there. All right. So you hear like as you approach the next room, you hear Rashidon's voice, like, you are very close. Just maintain your focus. I believe in you.
I like the sound close. Let's do it, team.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah.
All right.
So you are this next room looks pretty different from the other rooms. You do see that there's a bunch of debris. I don't know why I wanted to say debris. I don't know why I wanted to say debris. I just wanted to, like, sometimes I see words, I'm like, I want to mispronounce this word. It's a very strange quirk with myself. I don't know how to explain it. But you do see a bunch of debris, but this debris is going, some of it's going to the right, and like some of it is going to the left, and some of it's going to the right. Kind of like as you look further down the room, you see like debris that's getting pushed in different directions, left and right. Kind of like right, then left, then right, then left, then right, then left.
Sort of zigzagging?
Yeah, yes, yeah. I mean, the debris is not in a zigzag, like all of it's getting pushed to the right, and then behind it, all of it's getting pushed to the left, and behind it, all of it's getting pushed to the right.
Like alternating directions.
Yes.
Of the walls of debris.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. And you don't see any of the quicksand material or anything like that in here. But you just see all this debris that is moving. And yeah, there's a sand wall to the right of you, and you can see all the way at the end. Like you do see a door and a receptacle as well.
Do we see a switch?
You do see a switch on the other side of the room, like all the way at the end. You see one over there.
Is the wind all the way up to the ceiling, or does it stop at a point?
It's up to the ceiling.
Okay.
Kay like walks up to the wind and like sticks her arm in to see how fast it is.
It's pretty fast. Imagine you're sticking your arm out of like a very fast moving car, how it kind of like flies back. So it's going at a good clip.
But we could walk through it if we wanted to.
If you wanted to, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but remember, it's not about if you can get through it. It's about can the sand get through it. That's
Right.
Can two of us get down to the switch?
You can walk over there, sure.
As I think probably the heaviest person in the group, I'll walk through.
Is that canon? You're the heaviest person.
I feel like that's a safe assumption. I always pictured Fletcher as like pretty thin. Okay. Even though he's got probably like a foot and a half on me.
And like not carrying like 800 pounds of armor.
Yeah. And 2 tents, because none of you will admit to who's carrying the other tent. In the group chat.
Sounds intense. Someone's been punished.
Okay. Sure. So you guys are going over by yourselves, I'm assuming, not with hourglasses.
I'm going. I don't know who else is going.
Yeah, is anyone else going?
I can go.
Good.
I feel like 2 people should stay on the side and 2 people should be on that side.
Yeah, that would be very wise.
Would it help either of you if you try it? I don't know. Can we tell are there gaps where there isn't wind in between these different walls of wind, or are they like right by each other?
It'd be hard for you to tell from just looking kind of head on.
Okay.
You might be able to tell as you're walking through, as one of you is walking through, then you'd be able to tell, but you wouldn't be able to tell initially.
If it might be easier, maybe not. You can try it at first, but as you try to go through, not in the middle of the wind where you're going to get hit from the left and knocked to the right and not be able to stabilize yourself. But if you go down to where it's hitting the wall, you can kind of slide along the wall and already be like up against what it's pressing you against. And if there's any gaps between the wind as you go through, you could maneuver to each end, and if that might help you get through a little better.
Okay.
I like that strategy.
All right. Let's
okay. So how are we going to do this? Who's going to? Because if I understand what the proposal is, so if the first bunch of wind is going to the left, you're going to go on the left wall, and then you're gonna, if there's a gap, you're gonna then move all the way to the right, because the next one's gonna be going to the right, and you're gonna be going alongside the right wall and doing that zigzag way until you get to the end, right? Is that the proposal?
That is the proposal.
All
assuming
right.
that there's a gap. Yeah.
Okay. And like you want to do that with while holding an hourglass, or do you just want to try to do it yourself?
I think we're just trying to get over there to see what the switch does.
Okay, gotcha. All right. Who is going?
Me and Nautia.
Okay, cool. Yeah, this works fine. It definitely it's pushing you against the wall as you're going through that individual one, but it's not knocking you prone or anything like that. So yeah, you're able to make it to the other side.
And how many different sections of wind are there, direction changes or whatever?
Yeah. So like there's 6 in total.
Okay.
So there's 3 that are going in one direction, 3 that are going the other direction. They're alternating.
So it takes us a while to get through that many direction changes.
It takes you some time.
Yeah.
All right, I guess we flip the switch.
What's the switch look like?
So like the last room, this does not have the same kind of arrows that like the other one had on it. It is poked out a little bit more as the one in the previous room was as well. And it looks like it could probably be turned, or at least attempted to turn.
I haven't
try
actually
to push it in first.
Sure. Yeah, I haven't actually done any of the switches on this side, so
Yeah.
these go in.
Yeah. So I'll push it in because usually I can do that by myself.
Yeah. So as you push it in, the wind switches from both of them going from left to right to both of them going up and down. So now they're alternating where some go up and some go down.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna try to pull that back out.
Okay. Yeah. It goes back to left to right.
What happens if we turn it while it's still out?
Yeah. So you're trying to turn it and it just doesn't seem like it'll budge.
Okay.
Like it feels pretty fixed.
Hmm.
Okay,
If we push
so
it
push
in-
it back in
Yep.
Well,
and then
So
turn it.
yeah, still doesn't seem to budge. Seems pretty
Huh.
fixed in that way. Like this one seems like you can just go in and out on it. So either the wind is going from left to right, or in like alternating, or it's going up and down in alternating ways. And like you can tell this because you see the debris, going.
Can I pull it further out from the first position?
You can try. Yeah, you can yank on it.
Does that do anything if other than feel like I'm gonna break it?
Yeah, it does feel like you're gonna break it. It does not do anything.
And I'm gonna stop pulling on it.
Yeah, it does feel like you're like either like, wow, I found something, or wow, I found something.
Yeah. Is it supposed to make that creaking noise?
Try pushing it again and see if what is up is always up, or if they alternate.
Yeah. Pushed all the way in.
So push it once and then push it again. That's what you're trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, it does not move. It appears from all of your manipulations it's either out or in.
Okay. And can we
each
tell
time they pushed it
which
in,
layers are going in which direction?
Yeah. So yeah, in the way that it like originally was when like it was out, right? It was alternating where like one would go left, and then would go right, then go left, then go right, then go left, then go right. Right? When you push it in, then like it will go up, down, up, down, up, down.
And if
every
we
time
do
they push
out and in again, it's still like if the first one is going up, we pull it out, push it back in. It's the first one is up.
It's
again.
back in the same orientation. Yeah, yes,
Okay.
It is not switching the polarity. I guess that's the best word I can think of. The polarities of them.
How is the switch right now? Oh, sorry.
We're pulling it in and out a lot.
Yeah, exactly. However y'all want it to be will be how it is. If you want the wind either left or right or up down, you could.
If we pull it back out, and one of them tries, like, what happens to the sand if it's blowing sideways?
Do you want to put some? You can try to fill it up and put some sand in there.
It got blown out in the first room when it was sideways.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think we should just push it in and see. How many hourglasses do we have? We have 2, right?
2.
So if we throw the sand in when it's up and down, theoretically it should just go like boink, 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 and we might be able to transfer it from one side of the room to the other.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. That's
Can you try putting some sand
I'll
through
try
that way,
that.
and we can
Okay,
see
like-
what it does?
Grab some sand. It's
Mhm.
going the streams are going up and down, right?
It can go whichever way you want because they can all you can tell them to change it.
Let's
It'll
do
change.
up and down.
Okay.
And so
And like, what do you
Kayla
want to try to do?
picks up the hourglass, fills it up with some sand, and like throws the sand into the middle of the stream.
It goes up, and then it goes down, then it goes up, then it goes down, then it goes up, goes down, and it splatters on the ground.
that was
Kay sticks her arm into the stream.
Your arm is dismembered. It goes up and down. No, I'm kidding.
blood
Oh,
goes
dark.
everywhere.
Yeah, then your blood goes up and then down and then up
Blood
and then
pressure.
down.
Cedric and Nautia are bathed
Cedric
in your
gets a
blood.
Yeah, it's the ultimate Mortal Kombat like fatality type thing. Yeah, I mean, you put it in there, it feels like, as it feels pretty strong, right? But like it feels like, like your hand is definitely being pushed in the direction of the wind. But
do we feel like I could walk through it?
I mean,
Or would I
you
be,
saw
like,
them.
lifted up?
So you saw them walk through it when it was like side by side, when like they were like focusing at the edges. So like you're trying to think, as it's going up and down, can I walk through it? Basically, you can try.
All right, I have an idea. Y'all put it back to the left, right, and we get an hourglass. It probably will take 2 people. We get an hourglass on that side, and then 2 of us or 1 of us over here will put sand in the up-down direction, and it'll boink its way over there. What does the receptacle look like on that side?
It looks like a normal one.
All right, team, let's get her done.
Get her done. All right, so someone outline exactly what you're gonna do.
So yeah, we turn the wind to go side to side again.
Yeah, someone should come back on this side. Because 2 of us will need to walk the hourglass through all the wind. We will then position the hourglass in the correct space, turn it vertical. Whoever's left on the other side fills up that hourglass on that side with sand, throws it in, it goes boink, 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 boink. We catch it, we dump it in the receptacle, and that last person runs through. Okay,
I love it. Yeah, and you would know exactly where to position it because you saw where the sand fell on the ground the first time. Now it is dissipated like by now, but I'll say that you're like, I know it went there. I'm not going to make
someone can stand on it
by that slightly grayish spot.
Yeah, exactly.
On the stone.
That slightly grayish spot on the stone.
It's weirdly shiny.
So I think so that plan is successful. You guys make this sinusoidal wave of sand as it goes up and down, and goes in the hourglass that you've moved to the far side of the room. You put it on top of the receptacle. It looks like a normal size one, so you don't think that you need two things of sand there. Door opens and there's another slide.
So sand ended up being like light. It's a wave and a particle.
Oh, yes. Oh,
Kay runs into the slide and belly slides down and goes,
okay. You belly slide, you land to the left of Rashidon.
Probably in a pile, and I roll over myself, but worth it.
Yeah. Everyone else comes down. I'm assuming. I'm gonna say y'all come down.
Mm-hmm.
Say that two of y'all bring the hourglasses. You know, we don't have to say who, but y'all don't just leave them there. You know,
Yeah.
we're good. And Rashidon says he gestures over to the where the blue light was coming from, and you see that sphere on the right, that ball that was kind of like emanating that field, starts to like shimmer and kind of like shut off. And then as it does that, the magical field starts to dissipate, starts to disappear. And then, like Rashidon says, I knew there was something special about you. As he looks over and like I says, you've brought so much happiness to I say a man's heart. I know I'm not quite a man. I mean, he looks down at his
You're more of a man than other men I've met.
It's like, well, thank you. I appreciate it. Don't forget about the tea. I'll be counting on that. And he leads you to this room in the middle, which I remember is sort of this room with a rectangle in the middle. And yeah.
And yeah, so as the force field drops and Rashidon leads you into the room, you see a room, again, kind of familiar. It's not identical to the other two, of course, but now that you've been in 2 or 3 of these rooms, you're familiar with the basic layout. So there are these bas reliefs, this time only on 3 of the walls, since the 4th one was this force field wall, but of rock formations and cacti and a lot of the other plants that you've seen as you've been traveling through the desert, and some of the birds and, you know, reptiles, which you may or may not have fond memories of. As Fletcher shakes his head. So there's all this cool sort of like engraved art on the walls, and the familiar swooping, looping design in the floor with the 4 little stone pedestals. There you go. Cindy with the visual aid. So you are in another one of these rooms.
Oh, we should have gotten some sand and filled it with dirt. I guess we could just go get some, right? We just like walk up the stairs and in through the first door and fill up an hourglass and bring it back and dump it in the troughs, right?
Well,
Or
first,
go outside.
Rashidon, you're the first person we've met in one of these temples who is here for a purpose and seems to know about what is going on in here. What can you tell us about this symbol and these pillars and the power that it has? Because we've kind of been flying by the seat of our pants every other time we've encountered one of these without truly understanding their power, what they do. We always get them to glow some kind of color, but we don't know the significance or the purpose or the meaning behind this.
I'm but a guard. It is up to you, and again he gestures to Kay. It is up to you to realize what you are meant to be here for. I cannot tell you.
We did all these trials and tribulations just for that? No offense. I still like you.
Yeah, we came expecting to get answers. We haven't been able to come up with answers on our own before.
You will get the answers that you seek. However, I will have to, because the answers are not for me, as I am but the guard, I will have to leave you in this room. And because the answers will not reveal themselves while I'm here. So I'll be right in the other room, don't worry. But this is not something that is for me. This is something for you.
Can we get some sand and some hourglasses and fill the troughs, please, now?
Usually I do not respond kindly to such demands. However, you You're a special one, so I will bring you some sand. What for? I have no idea, but you.
We can get it if it is possible for us to get it.
I don't think you want to go back through those rooms again. As a matter of fact, they might not sure how accessible they are. So I will leave you here.
Thanks, Brad.
And then, like, he begins to shamble out of the room.
Yeah, when we finished the initial western side and got back in, he said it was like closed off. So I don't think we can go back for magical sand, but potentially we could keep hauling in sand from outside.
Yeah, if the door to outside is still open.
Yeah, you're able to freely go in and out of the temple, and now that you've, accomplished making this force field go away, yeah, you can go in and out.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, in that case, yeah. It's backpacks full of sand, everybody.
Woo!
Okay, so you go outside and fill... I'm assuming you take all of the other things out of your backpacks first and then fill them with sand.
All these tins are full of sand now. You guys should...
I feel like some of us would think of that and others would not.
That's so petty.
What about, do we still have the hourglasses?
Yeah, I thought because we brought them down with us. That's what I said.
Yeah, we still have them.
Yeah.
And it's assuming that before that was magical sand, not the hourglass made it magical. So, like, will outside sand disappear as it falls through these hourglasses?
No.
Okay, so it was magical sand.
Yeah.
So we could use them and just, like, plug up the bottom and carry a bunch of sand.
Yeah, I stuff a dirty shirt into the neck of the hourglass.
Okay. Okay.
And faintly hear the sound of sighing from the other room.
The gods are disappointed in us and then decide to change their mind.
Hey, we didn't cheat in the test. This is the other part.
All right, so you somehow, using various vessels, accumulate some sand and bring it back inside the temple room, I'm assuming. Mm-hmm.
Filling all the little troughs and everything.
Okay, so you fill the 3 deeper troughs.
Kay stands in the middle pedestal.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess if the 3 of us step up.
I guess we stand
together.
around. Yeah.
Oh, okay, I was like,
The
don't be
usual.
shy. The usual. Okay, so we've got Kay standing on the center pedestal, the other 3 friends on the outer pedestals, the 3 deep troughs filled with sand. So you all get in position, and it gets very quiet. And Kay, at this point, like, this is your 3rd time, like, you're getting kind of familiar with this idea of, like, silence so loud you can hear the goo of, the blood pounding in your ears. And then all of a sudden the narrower loopy, or the shallower loopy trough fills up with bright light, and you feel struck through with energy, and the sand disappears. Ta-da.
Still no. Do you? Did it feel any different than the other ones, Kay?
Nope.
No godly messages being sent to you?
Not yet. Maybe the reception isn't very good in here.
Is there... There's not like another door. There's nothing else in the room, right?
No.
Well, guess it's time to leave. Guess there are no secrets here.
Is there anywhere in this room that looks like the hourglasses would be put? Like there's always been these alcoves everywhere?
Nope.
Okay. Fletcher turns around and goes outside.
Like, all the way outside, or back out?
No, to the next room.
Okay.
Outside this room, to the next room, to Rashidon, to ask, like, so that, are you the only person allowed to look at that nice big old book you have there?
The only one that can Interpreted.
Why?
So all of you have come outside. Then you've just given up on.
Yep.
You're all just outside. Well, like he says, I don't know. I don't answer. I don't ask such questions. We all have our own destiny. Kay, I believe your destiny and all of your destinies lie in that other room.
Okay, like.
Well, Kay, if maybe you need to be over there. I'm going to try to see if I can skim through this book. And I'm going to use comprehend languages on myself, which would give me 40 minutes to peruse this book. Just basically, skimming to see is there any like chapter titles in the index and things like that that would possibly relate to things that have been said, like Asimar or Alana, any of the things associated with what we're trying to figure out while everyone else is doing whatever.
Rashidon, you're allowing him to peruse your book?
I am. So
Are
he
you
is
begrudgingly acquiescing to his request?
Yeah. So
He
like
doesn't have
Rashidon, so Rashidon is in front of the book as he's been on almost this whole time. So are you like asking him, or are you like trying to get at the book, like around him?
I asked if
Are you trying
only
to
he could
persuade
read
him
the
to-
book.
Yes.
He didn't really answer.
He's still in front of it though. So do you want to? Yeah. How are you trying to get at this book? Is what I'm saying.
Well, when he says he's only going to understand it, like I've got something I think I want to try. If you allow me to look at the book, there's no guarantee that I will understand it, but I have something I want to try.
Unfortunately, only guardians of the temple are allowed to peruse this book.
Okay.
Now, if you'd like to become a guardian of the temple.
Oh, you do not, because you'll be stuck here forever, and we made a promise. We are all leaving.
Yeah, as much as I want to know what's in that book, because I could probably write a whole lot of really good papers on it, I did promise Kay. So I guess if that's a no, then that's a no.
All you need to know lies before you in the other room.
Kay, like, stands on the pedestal again and, like, looks at the ceiling.
Yeah, I'd also like to sort of fly around and take just a really good long look.
Give me search checks.
Six. Like, why is my search only 0? Oh, right, because I've sunk all of my ranks into making that not -2.
I got a 22.
Okay. So Kay, as you said you were looking at the ceiling.
And, like, around the walls. There was stuff written on walls and ceilings in the past one, so.
Well, that was a good instinct. So yeah, you and I imagine that you might have been at least a little curious about that language that you guys found in the last temple, and maybe had been spending some more time with what Cedric had written in the days, or maybe it's been a week since.
It's been 5 years.
It has not been 5 years. So yeah, as you look up on the ceiling, you realize that, like, it's weird. Like, again, this whole room, even the ceiling, just like in the other temples, has all these engravings, but it's like, now that you know what you're looking for, you see that intricate lettering sort of hidden in the bas-relief carvings. So you can sort of start to piece together what it says.
Kay, like, pulls out her journal and starts, like, scribbling the letters. I imagine it's like the Rapunzel tangled thing when she looks at the ceiling, she sees the sun and they like glow. I'm assuming that's what's happening.
I mean, not to quite the same degree, but you're right. Like the longer you look, the more you sort of see the, letters or groups of letters, like words sticking out to you. And yeah, eventually you sort of piece together this message that like, and I'm not going to I don't have like a word for word written out thing, but basically like this is a ceremonial room where people called Aasimars basically facilitate rituals or connections between worshippers and the gods Obadhai and Alana. And basically you get the word conduit, and like that the Aasimar is a conduit to the gods or between the gods and the worshippers, is what you're getting from this. Yeah.
So I was like, Fletcher, Cedric, can you read the ceiling? No, do you see the words? There's the names of the gods, Alana, and the other one that I am struggling to remember.
Obadhai.
I almost said aubergine.
Eggplant?
Close. Obadhai. Hashtag dyslexia is hard. And there's Aasimar. The only reason I know that word is because we just talked about it. And this is a special ritual ceremony room and a conduit. So I think the crazy Aasimars, whatevers that you seem to know about are doing rituals here. That is a way to facilitate, talk to, message, hear, receive stuff from the gods. It's written in the ceiling. You can read it. Look it.
Cedric, can you read it?
Is it in Celestial?
Yeah, it's in that same language again. But yeah, you can see it as she sort of grabs you.
I'm pointing at it and writing it in my notebook.
Yeah. Oh, did he freeze again? Oh no. He's having internet trouble.
Yeah, Cedric can read it. I can't.
Yeah, Cedric can read it. Yeah. Although, did you say you cast comprehend languages on yourself, or did you walk that back?
No, that didn't work out.
Oh, okay. Oh no, he's frozen.
It's a very pensive look, though.
It is a very pensive look that works. Oh,
he's back. Maybe.
What you doing, Peter?
Hey, Peter.
Did he freeze again? Oh my god.
I'm
not me this time.
I'm cutting off my data again. I'm using my phone against the window.
I know.
My computer internet. Let me get your shit together.
It's okay. Do you need him, or do you want to sort of walk past this moment while we're waiting for him?
We can kind of walk past this moment.
Okay. Yeah.
We can wait for him to come back and give his moment of surprise. Sure. I'm sure.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's basically the information you got from reading the ceiling.
She also shows Fletcher. She's like, you see this symbol here, and that's there, and this whole word is conduit. You see? She's assuming that he can understand.
Well, I guess now that she has these scribbles on the page, I'll use comprehend languages to try to figure out just the words she's put down and try to see what she's trying to point out to me. Mm-hmm. And it just, I assume it just confirms what she's saying. So I'm well, okay, then all of that sort of makes sense. What has happened in each one of these temples has only worked when it's you. He looked right at you and called you an Aasimar.
But what is that? What does that mean?
You're a conduit to communicate with the gods. Even that slight sparkle you have seemed to be sort of the same color that this room had.
Oh.
Does that mean are you connecting to the gods?
That would not be what I asked for. You should refer to Cedric. That's what he wants.
But if you can connect, we lost that.
Yeah, that means that's proof that they're not actually dead. They're not gone. You are somehow able to reach out to wherever they are.
Why don't they talk back?
They might not be able to.
What?
Cedric, you talk to God.
Have you tried talking in the when we're in the positions?
I have not. I don't know how to pray.
Oh, I've
Well,
got
I think
several
if you-
pamphlets that you might be interested in reading.
Yeah, I think if you went back in the center there, Kay, we have someone who can probably really help you with that.
I don't.
Like Nautia just straight up goes and hops back on one of the things.
Yeah, Cedric's right behind her.
Kay, like, sees them just, like, standing on the pedestals and, like, feels very awkward and then slowly gets up on the middle one. All right, Cedric, how do I start?
I mean, normally I close my eyes. It allows me to focus a little bit.
Okay.
And then just kind of reach out and maybe just say like, "Hey."
Hi? Is that it? That doesn't sound very formal. I'll try, though.
Doesn't have to be.
Yeah,
Hello.
Morden doesn't stand on a lot of ceremony.
Hello?
What language are you saying this in?
I guess. I think I'm not going to think about it. I think it's actually just going to accidentally come out in Celestial and, like, not realize.
Okay.
I'm going to think that I'm speaking normal speak, and it's going to come out in Celestial.
Okay. So yeah, Fletcher and Nautia, you hear Kay speaking a language you've never heard before, not really, and only when Cedric was sort of reading that something off the ceiling in the last temple. Kay's pronunciation is a little different, but yeah, it's beautiful. And of course, Cedric can understand what she's saying as she says it, but
As soon as she says it, I'm gonna go, "Oh, that's a really good idea. She's speaking in Celestial."
Hello, Alana and Oberdine? Oberdine? I was so close. I need to have that written out for me, please. I'm sorry if I've mispronounced your names. It's a little hard to read in the ceiling, to be fair. Maybe we could work on that in future temples. However, can you hear me? Are you here?
Cedric, double thumbs up.
all right. So you say that, and it sounds like you're waiting and listening.
Mm-hmm.
So you spend a few moments all standing on the pedestals after she finishes talking, just like waiting, and you don't hear anything or really feel anything. Kind of feel like, the first time you were in the temple ritual room and you all hopped up on the pedestals and, you were just in sort of like a random arrangement. Like, this feels like the same sort of like, nothing's happening.
Should I try again?
Yeah, try ask if we're on the right track.
Okay.
If
you could send a signal, a sign, maybe, are we on the right track? Are we doing the right, is this what you want? And she
but it's Celestial.
It sounds very nice.
I'm sure.
But,
it's beautiful.
But Cedric's is really?
So you sort of ask more directly and wait expectantly. But again, you don't feel anything, hear anything. You don't see anything change around you. None of the rest of you hear or see or feel anything. Just feels like you're standing in a room.
Nope. Well, we tried. Maybe
do we have to
didn't...
do we have to fill the things again? Do we have to, is there...
I don't know. I mean, maybe like when we filled the troughs to begin with, that was like the most connection that we could get. Maybe we just have to keep filling up the temple stuff. Just fill up more troughs, find more temples.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying.
Maybe there's like leftover residual magic. And like, we just activated the leftover residual magic, but there's not like really any way to talk,
Yeah.
Well, we could try, if we've come across another place like this, perhaps at that moment when we've basically made an offering to the gods in the trough, that might be your strongest connection. And maybe you could speak at that moment. That's the only other... It seems to be, a flash of great power. So if that is the last power this place has, and we're making that connection by offering something, maybe that's one more shot in the dark we can take.
Wasn't there something about beacons?
Yeah, that was like last temple.
I still believe these things are beacons of some kind.
They are producing, literally like a beacon, producing light every time we're activating these.
We haven't tried refilling one yet.
Try again?
Good.
I think we should. Let's do it.
Yeah, Nautia like jets out to start refilling the sand.
Okay, so you refill your receptacles with sand and bring them back in, and I assume refill the 3 deep troughs with sand?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But this time, Kay, before you step up on the pedestal, maybe like...
Pray?
Pray a little bit, and then step up on the pedestal.
All right, I don't get a lot of time. What do you want me to ask specifically, if we're like just on the right track?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Kay, like, Joseph's like, hi again, it's me again. Not sure if you heard me the first time, but are we doing the right thing? And she like jumps up on the pedestal as like that last sentence is happening.
Okay, so you say that in sort of rushed celestial, hop up on the pedestal, and you wait for a moment, 2 moments. You start to be able to hear your pulse in your ears again, and it's still very quiet, and you're all standing on pedestals in a room with sand and some troughs.
I don't think it worked, guys. Maybe it's like a one-time deal.
It seemed like it.
It would make sense that if these beacons need to be activated, it's already turned on.
And on.
So
exactly.
there's no way to do this again in this place.
That does make me feel, though, that we're doing the right thing by moving from temple to temple and activating these beacons. Like pins in a lock. We're getting each one set to the right.
It'd be nice to know how many there were, though, or like any answers. Does this happen when you pray, Cedric? Do you just ask things and don't get answers? Why do you keep praying? This is very frustrating.
I have faith.
I don't know what that's like.
Sure you do. You have faith in Nautia and Fletcher. And
Yeah,
Canis.
but they like do real things. They've like saved my life. I can talk to them.
Sure. Well, the gods created everything.
Yeah, but like millions of years ago. I don't know the gods. They've never
It
helped
wasn't
me.
that long ago.
How old are you? No offense.
Not sure.
Nadia's actually an eldritch being.
Can't count that high.
Also, I think Kay is just starting to like actually think about things. She's like, "Do you think I'm an Aasimar?"
Yeah. Yeah, I think. Look, I don't know that much about humans.
How did I get here then? Where are others like me? Like, that doesn't make sense, you know?
Well, probably your parents were Aasimar.
What parents? I grew up on the street.
Well, yeah, but humans have parents, right?
Yeah,
you don't
I guess.
reproduce by budding or something like that.
But I don't remember.
Yeah, well, just because you don't remember your parents doesn't mean you didn't have them. So.
But then where are they? And why aren't they here? And why was I left on the streets? That seemed like a particularly good chosen one, eh? Look at you. You know all your family. Even the family that you maybe shouldn't know about, you know about.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's basically, nights around a fire growing up. Quiz of your family members.
Sounds nice.
Yeah, I guess. But yeah, I mean, just because I don't know, your parents could be important people.
And so they just dumped their kid off somewhere along the way in their important travels?
I mean, I don't know what humans do with their
Maybe
kids.
You got lost?
I got lost? They wouldn't look for me? How far could I go? Whatever. Doesn't matter now.
Or maybe something happened to them.
Yeah. Maybe they got lost. Lost.
Are you okay?
That's verbing the loss.
Capital L lost.
Yeah, the loss.
Oh, maybe they got lost.
Yeah. Kind of like Nautia got lost, but on this side, maybe they got reverse lost.
Huh.
Or they got lost and Nautia got reverse lost.
Kay runs up the stairs. Hey, Rashidon, where are Aasimars from?
Where are they from? They're from many places. And then he goes back and he kind of looks through that big old book. And then he says, Aasimars, touched by celestials, conduits. Have you tried to commune with anyone?
I mean, just now we put stuff in the troughs and there was a big glow, and then I tried to actually talk to the gods, and they didn't hear me, didn't listen, didn't want to answer. I'm not really sure, but I sure tried hard.
Is this similar to what you've done in the other temples?
Yeah. We stand on the troughs. We put in the middle. We put fire in one, and we put water in another. This one we put sand in, and then it just kind of glows, and then poof, the stuff disappears, and we feel slightly different.
Well, there's only a few explanations. Either there's more temples, or you are calling out to them and they are waiting to respond.
That doesn't make any sense.
Do you say that to him?
Yes.
He's like, well, no, I mean, I can say for sure you are doing what you need to do. And
well, that's reassuring. I like this guy. He's here and tells us things.
Well, I'm assuming there are people in the other temples that were like me.
No. There was only one crazy, ghosty, witchy person that killed one of our friends, and in the first temple, there was nothing. I just felt like there was a string attached to me, and every time I walked farther away from the string, it was really uncomfortable, so then we went into the temple. That's how we found the first one.
There was a bunch of spiders, though.
Oh, yes. There were a lot of spiders that tried to kill us.
Very strange.
Agreed. See?
Every temple should have a guardian. Well, I can say for sure, and I knew this from when I looked over you when you first came in here. I don't know if you recall that or not, but you are an Asimov.
I knew it.
I feel confused.
And I don't know if you know of this fact. When I brought it up earlier, you did not.
I don't know
seem
what
to
they
know
are. I don't know what they are. I don't know who they are. I don't know where they come from. I don't know. I grew up on the side of the street in some city and like was raised by foster parents. We're letters of the alphabet. Why do you think my name is K? Because I'm literally K, like the letter K. I'm that not important that my name is a freaking letter.
Well, names are but a ceremony. Names are just bestowed upon you by whoever is your current guardian. They can vary greatly, but I can tell you, you went through the trials of, you say, 3 temples now. Each one, if you did what you just did here, you were able to commune in some way, because the others, I don't think they would have been able to do that if they stood where you stood.
I just don't know what this means for me. I'm just like some shopkeeper girl, you know?
Well, sometimes we're meant to do things that even we cannot imagine.
That's what Cedric keeps saying, and I don't understand.
Well, he seems like a pretty smart guy then. All I can tell you is you cannot try to rush the answers. They will come to you.
That's also what Cedric keeps saying. Are you guys like best friends?
We are now.
No, maybe we should get a DNA test or something. But yes, you cannot rush your answers. But I can tell you, I've been guarding this temple for a while, and you were definitely meant to find this, and I think the gods heard you.
Can I have a hug?
Of course.
Kay glomps him and just like cries.
Oh, he holds you closer, and he starts to tear up a bit too. Thank you.
Thank you. We're gonna try and figure this out. You better be here when we come back for tea, okay?
Yeah, I don't think I'll be going much anywhere.
But I mean, do you have to guard this place anymore? Didn't we already figure out the secret? We did the trials, or did they just reset for the next group?
Honestly, that's a good question.
Are you free? If you're free, you could go home to your family or like adventure with us or have tea in the town.
Well, I do get to go. I do have a family. I'm not here 24/7 or whatever the time is.
It's 24/7. Yeah.
Era.
I'm not a monster. I didn't make up a different time system. Yikes.
Yeah, so I do get to leave, but you are the first that have really tried to connect with me as someone that's not just guarding something, and I truly appreciate that.
Thanks for not thinking that we're just some other like temple smuggler people and not killing us.
I did at first, but you proved to be up to the task.
All right, well, you be ready for tea and you revise your contract because, like, man, I don't know, maybe it'd be cool. Maybe you could come with us for a little bit. And we do. I mean, some temples don't have guardians and, like, they're really scary. So, like, we might need someone who knows as much as you to, like, help us in the next one. Just saying.
I'll think about it.
Yeah, you should think about it. Is there anything, do you know if there's anything else here that we should, did we miss anything? Do you think that's it?
Whatever you did in that room was for you, for your party and your party alone. So if it is finished, it is finished.
You guys heard the man. We're done here.
Okay.
Right.
And like the scene at the end of a movie, they all walk out of the temple side by side.
Yeah, they're holding hands and skipping out of the temple.
But actually, speaking of family, as you all open the doors to leave the temple, you see a group of 3 slightly smaller scorpion folk coming up to the entrance of the temple. And Rashidon, over the people you just met, you can see your daughter Fatima Don and 2 of the young men who are like scouts and hunters for your group, for your clan. So they are visiting the temple. It looks like Fatima Don has a basket of, maybe she's bringing you some snacks or something. But we can pick up there next time with the group, and they can talk to the Scorpion Folk Scouts if they'd like, since they are still on a quest for information about things happening in the landscape. But this is a wonderful place for us to wrap up. Thank you so much to Shareef for being a wonderful special guest. This was a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, this is a blast. Yeah, y'all are definitely fun to play with, for sure. Yeah, this is fun.
Yeah. Wonderful dungeon.
Yeah, this was definitely a fun setup with this dungeon.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
And thank you so much, everyone, for watching. If you didn't know about Shareef before, you do now. He's super cool. Check him out on Rivals of Waterdeep on Twitch on Sundays, and he runs a Kids on Bike game on Twitch on Mondays. Both campaigns are super cool. I love listening to them / watching them. So yeah, go follow Shareef for lots of cool D&D stuff and other TTRPG stuff, and also all of his cool education stuff, because, we like people who mix education and fun together. That's how it really should be. Otherwise, you all know where to find us. We're here. We're on YouTube. We're on podcast. You can find us on Twitter if you want updates on things. We're going to be taking a break for a few weeks because I have prelims.
Sheryl.
I have prelims.
Many things.
After my prelims are over, we'll play another game of Arda. So it's going to be one of the Sundays in April, but we will finalize that date and share it on social media, and it'll be in the Twitch panels and stuff. So you know where to find information about when we'll be playing next. But yeah, what?
I need to tell you right now, because it's going to leave my brain otherwise, my Amazon workshop got moved a week later because our Ecuadorian, voting, we, voted, but the president didn't get, enough votes to, actually be president because, we have tiered voting, and then they didn't schedule the voting, so then we scheduled the workshop, but then they scheduled the national voting for exactly during when the workshop was going to be, so now
So you had to move the
11th,
workshop for a runoff.
Yes. For the Ecuadorian president. So that was not my fault, but it does greatly affect our April schedule.
Okay, so we'll figure it out, but it sounds like maybe we'll be playing on the 11th. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But yeah, that's just how it is, friends. Trying to schedule D&D games is an adventure all in itself.
Yeah.
Ecuador.
That too, Ecuador.
We shut down 3 of the major streets for 2 weeks for protests over the presidential election. So that caused some problems and some drama,
I have no idea what that's like. Anyway, we're going to get out of here tonight. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Stay safe. Stay hopeful. Go outside now that it's becoming nice here in the Northern Hemisphere. Get your vitamin D and all that good stuff. And we will see you when we see you in April. Thanks. Good night.
Bye, everybody.